Soft, melancholic piano music begins, subtly layered with the distant sound of rain. A slightly breathy, introspective voice begins. "Oh, darling, let me tell you. It's a tale woven with disappointment. A rather ghastly affair, actually. You see, I have standards. Exquisite, perhaps even unreasonable standards. It's not my fault, truly. My grandmother, a woman of impeccable taste, used to say a chipped teacup was a personal affront. And honestly, I concur. It sets a precedent, a certain expectation. I was traveling, you understand, Ho Chi Minh City. A city shimmering with a sort of fragile beauty, a wistful echo of a colonial past. I thought, oh, a little respite. A charming hotel. And then there was the Riverside Hotel Saigon. A slight pause, a sigh. It began as these things often do, with the mundane, the floor tiles. Oh, the floor tiles, loose, darling, loose. Not just a little wobbly, but genuinely threatening to send one tumbling into the abyss. It's like, do they not understand basic physics? A tile unmoored is a hazard, a promise of broken ankles and ruined silk stockings. It's just careless, absolutely careless. And it's not just the physical danger, is it? It's the symbolism. A loose tile speaks volumes about the hotel's lack of attention to detail. Doesn't anyone care about the structural integrity of things anymore? It's like they just gave up. A delicate, almost whispering tone, then the smell. A noxious perfume, a sort of culinary despair. An odor clinging to the air like a regret you can quite shake. It wasn't just bad, it was kitchen. A lingering, greasy scent, hinting at forgotten ingredients and a distinct lack of ventilation. Imagine, darling, trying to enjoy a moment of quiet contemplation whilst inhaling the ghosts of yesterday's questionable stir-fry. It's fundamentally disrespectful to the olfactory senses. My mother always said a clean scent is a clean mind, and she was so correct. Can you imagine the microscopic horrors breeding in that air? Honestly. It's enough to make one lose their appetite, and that for me is a tragedy. Voice gains a slight edge, a hint of indignation, and the food, oh the food, lower than expectation. That's an understatement. It was a symphony of blandness, a culinary void. The textures were questionable, everything seemed to be slightly off. The sauce was thin, watery, lacking any semblance of depth. The meat, well, let us just say it had the distinct air of having lived a very long life. I once had a stew made by my great-aunt, and even that, with its questionable origins and adventurous use of herbs, was a marked improvement. It felt like they just didn't care if you actually enjoyed the experience of eating. It is such a fundamental human need, sustenance, and they treated it with such disdain. It is criminal, honestly. Do they understand the power of a well-crafted meal? It's not just about filling the stomach, it's about nourishing the soul. A more animated, exasperated tone, but that was just the prologue, darling. The true horror commenced with the room. They gave me a room, well, it felt like an afterthought, tucked away in some extended wing, a sort of limbo. It resembled, and I say this with the utmost seriousness, a staff room, a glorified hostel. The aesthetic was American hostel, a very drab, beige, soul-crushing American hostel. It felt temporary, like they were doing me a favor by allowing me to exist within their walls, which is, of course, preposterous. I pay for an experience, a sanctuary, not a temporary holding cell. Honestly. Voice lowers again, regaining a wistful quality, and the mosquitoes, darling. Oh, the mosquitoes. A relentless, buzzing army intent on—
You know, I'm looking into these crimes near Riverside Hotel Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City, and it's just like so sad, you know. Businesses near Riverside Hotel Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City are like super friendly, but sometimes they can be fake, you know. Like this one grocery store owner got scammed with a fake bank transfer slip. This guy came in, bought some stuff, and showed them this fake confirmation screen on his phone, and the owner trusted him, you know. So they gave him the goods, and then later they found out no money was deposited. Can you believe it? I mean, who does that? I predict the owner was super stressed out and probably checked their bank account a million times to make sure it wasn't some mistake. And that scammer, oh man, they probably did it to someone else too and got away with it, you know. It's just wrong, you know. And then you have these coconut vendors near Riverside Hotel Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City, and they're super nice, but it's a trap, you know. They offer you a free photo, and then they demand an insane price for the coconut or the experience. I mean, come on, who falls for that? I predict the tourists were really surprised and probably felt embarrassed, you know. They didn't want to make a scene, so they just paid, and then they were thinking about it the whole day, you know. And those vendors, they're just making a living off of scamming people, you know. It's just like sad, you know. And oh man, you have these fake Grab drivers near Riverside Hotel Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City, and they're like, super convincing, but it's a scam, you know. They approach you outside stores and markets and they're like, hey, I'm your Grab driver, and then they take you for a ride, literally, you know. I predict the tourists were like, really confused and probably didn't know what to do, you know. Like they didn't want to get in trouble, so they just went along with it, and then they got ripped off, you know. And those fake drivers, they're just like making a living off of scamming people, you know. It's just like wrong, you know. Businesses near Riverside Hotel Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City are like super friendly, but sometimes they can be like super shady, you know. Like some stores will like overcharge you or add unapproved fees, and then they'll be like super aggressive if you try to dispute it, you know. I predict the tourists were like really upset and probably felt helpless, you know. Like they didn't know what to do, so they just paid, and then they were like thinking about it the whole trip, you know. And those business owners, they're just like making a living off of scamming people, you know. It's just like sad, you know. And oh man, you have these storefront money exchange swindles near Riverside Hotel Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City, and they're like super convincing, but it's a scam, you know. They'll count your money quickly, and then they'll be like, oh, the rate changed, or they'll use some sleight of hand, and you'll be like left with nothing, you know. I predict the tourists were like really confused and probably felt like super stupid, you know. Like they didn't know what to do, so they just lost their money, and then they were like thinking about it the whole trip, you know. And those scammers, they're just like making a living off of scamming people, you know. It's just like wrong, you know. And finally, you have these fake product and counterfeit goods sold in physical stores near Riverside Hotel Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City, and they're like super convincing, but it's a scam, you know. They'll sell you fake stuff, and then they'll be like, oh, it's genuine, or they'll deny returns or exchanges, and you'll be like left with nothing, you know. I predict the tourists were like really upset and probably felt like super helpless, you know. Like they didn't know what to do. The businesses near Riverside Hotel Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City, a tale of woe, disappointment, and dare I say deceit. As I delve into the reviews, I'm reminded of an old Vietnamese proverb, em yer ester or, ger de yer en yeri geri ukar or de yater. Au el yeru bekari or ester ayuter esya, a place where money goes, but smiles remain. Alas, the smiles here are few and far between. Firstly, the spas. Oh, the spas. It's as if they're trying to massage the life out of you, and not in a good way. Seoul Spa 4 Saigon Liberty City Point in particular seems to be a hotspot for miscommunication, overpricing, and amateurish massage techniques. Imagine paying top dollar for a massage, only to have the therapist suddenly switch to hot stone therapy without warning. It's like they're trying to give you whiplash, or a heart attack. The lack of attention to detail and care for customers' needs is staggering. And then there's the food. Ungon restaurant, once a beacon of hope, now seems to be a kitchen nightmare. Picture this: you're excited to try some local cuisine, only to be met with poor service, overpriced dishes, and horror of horrors, a hair in your spring roll. It's like they're trying to give you a little bonus with your meal. The reviews are littered with tales of long wait times, wrong orders, and even a few accusations of scamming. It's a culinary catastrophe, if you will, but wait, there's more. El Usain Leia Than Ton, a cafe that promises much but delivers little. Imagine waiting 40 minutes for your drink, only to have it arrive cold and subpar. The coffee, it seems, is as bitter as the customer's disappointment. And don't even get me started on the food pre-made refrigerated pancakes. It's an abomination, a travesty, well, you get the idea. And then there are the bars. Bar Lush in particular seems to be a den of deceit. Imagine being